The creative realm is one way of keeping alive the discussion on important issues for which little other space exists. In recognition of this, a group of young Sri Lankans staged a performance in the style of forum theatre, which allows the audience to determine the direction and the conclusion of the play. The play explores the issues on freedom of expression and takes its inspiration from an actual event that was reported in the newspapers recently.
I got this really weird message from my friend in England. As Tamils, we kindly request you to unite.
What do you do when something as innocent as a text message gets you arrested?
Ashan?
Yeah.
Send me that SMS.
Ashan?
I just want to send it to some friends. Send it.
I'm from the Bureau of National Security. I'm looking for Kumar.
Excuse me, sir.
Madam?
Taking it, sir.
Sir!
How far do the limits of legitimate surveillance extend? Who draws the line, us or them?
Exactly! Exactly! Huh? That's the SMS I'm talking about!
What can we do about it?
I don't want my family to get involved in this, but I have to help him. How can I just let him down like that?
What happens when we do nothing?
You cleared his name, didn't you?
I didn't really say anything.
What if it was me?
Thus ends the first staging of the play Censored, a forum theatre production powered by the Beyond Borders team, which was performed at the British Council on the 20th of November 2008. The aim of the second staging of the play was to change the tragic outcome of the first staging through debate and enactment by audience members themselves. The filming of this was unfortunately prohibited due to the sensitive issues discussed.
We use forum theatre basically to explore complex issues, to kind of advocate for certain changes. So basically, it's the forum theatre medium gives you an interactive experience. It allows the audience to kind of interact with that issue. So it's a good medium to kind of talk about some complex issues that we don't really talk about enough.
Machan, what did they say?
Machan, this is about some incident that happened on Saturday night. Weren't you guys together on Saturday night?
Forum theatre, also known as Theatre of the Oppressed, is part of a larger international movement of drama called Theatre for Development. Numerous forum theatre performances have been staged in Sri Lanka, addressing issues such as domestic violence and human trafficking. But can it really make a difference where it matters the most? Can the influence of such performances result in positive change? Forum theatre expert John Martin, who has worked in Sri Lanka over the past 3 years, is optimistic in this regard.
This is your friend.
I know, but I don't want to come with you to go to the DNS.
How can it change policy? Well, you know, there's a big old ceiling up there we've got to crack through. But the only way to crack through it is not to try and influence the people at the top because they're not listening, but to get the people on the ground saying we want something different. And I think this is a very good motivating force for people on the ground to say, hang on, there are child rights, there are women's rights, and we want access to them, and we're going to go and demand them. And forum theatre can get people thinking and demanding.
In the case of tonight's performance, the audience had many suggestions on how to change the outcome of the first play. Some sought to bring in the media and the law as a means of bringing out the injustice of the situation, while others thought the change should have come from within the characters themselves.
Let's move on to possibility. Anything else?
Well, I felt that the play was going in an idealistic direction, meaning that it felt that they could achieve some change by involving the media, sort of Ashan going there by himself to the BDS, which I didn't think was really realistic. In the current context, I think the only way forward was for some influence from high up to occur for the Ashan's problem to be solved and possibly for Kumaran's problem also. So I intervened because I felt it was just being unrealistic.
Basically, given that the goal was to sensitize the whole audience to the issue, I think they did a really good job because we focused on so many aspects. We've talked about the governmental role, individual's role, whole of that, which I think was a really good and was quite a success.
Because it was not practical. Oh.
Forum theatre, by its very nature, champions freedom of expression, which was the very topic of discussion within the play itself, the significance of which was lost on no one. Similarly, the relevance of the video clip that started off the play, which was taken from the film V for Vendetta, was as undeniable as it was apt.
There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak. Let me think, just let me think. Even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor.
Damn it! Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words are for the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and suppressing your submission.
Cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
Forum theatre is just one of the ways that could make us understand and realize that we too are needed in the country's endeavors towards a peaceful solution. We can only fail if we do nothing. If you have any comments about the program, please write to us at NoWarZone@ertv.net. Thank you for watching. Until next week, you take care.